Like everyone else, it's hard to make plans at the moment, but we've shown that we're versatile and good at going where the positive energy takes us. People have been surprised and impressed, I think, at how quickly we've embraced the challenge of the current situation and adapted the Who's Shoes approach so that it works well online. At first this seemed pretty daunting, as our face-to-face workshops are renowned for human touches like cake and bunting and lots of hugs as people who've perhaps met online come together in person for the first time. We were determined to keep the quality and integrity of the approach and find new elements that are only possible online, like adding audios of people reading their poems, bringing people together with shared interests from across the country or indeed across the world. So that's really exciting. We ran a series of 6 virtual events to test and develop the technology, which is ambitious, bringing in the actual board game and the most relevant scenarios and poems. Instead of using our existing resources, we crowdsourced best practice examples of how people had responded to the COVID challenge, not just the NHS, but the community as a whole. It was very powerful, and it's attracting a lot of interest as not many events draw in such a wide mix of participants rather than being defined and limited by specific sectors. We had attendees ranging from chief executives of NHS trusts, representatives of NHS England and Improvement, the Health Safety Investigation Board, quality improvement leaders, obstetricians, physios, critical care nurses. But equally we attracted community leaders, parents, people from charities, volunteers, the general public. And rewardingly, there was a really strong sign-up from people with a wide range of lived experience. In fact, the rallying call at the end of our final session in our virtual series was pretty much a community takeover, with people with lived experience setting out the way forward. That really made me smile. This really goes back to the roots of Who's Shoes, showing how interdependent we all are, all having something to give, not just people receiving services as a one-way system, but reciprocity and mutual gain. So in the short term, we're concentrating on virtual Who's Shoes and discovering lots of new opportunities. Our collaboration with Patient Safety Learning Hub came through connecting with Helen Hughes and Claire Cox through a webinar that they ran at the height of the pandemic, when we were looking for good practice examples, and so were they. It was an exciting coming together, and we're hoping to run workshops together using the Who's Shoes approach to explore different aspects of patient safety and staff safety. We're two sides of the same coin. We're hoping to find new partners who understand the importance of this work and keeping the conversations going in an authentic way, even when people are physically separated. We work closely with graphic artists who record the discussions live during the events and provide a lasting record to keep the conversations going, remind people of their pledges and encourage follow-up of the key issues in actions and not just words. Our close associates at New Possibilities do this brilliantly and in a highly authentic way. You can look at the fantastic images that they produced as part of our virtual series, not just live during each event, as we normally do, but also with a powerful learning synthesis, reflecting and recording the key themes as the series progressed. We're being invited to share the learning at some prestigious events, for example the Global MPJ Paralysis Health Summit, designed to encourage people to stay active and healthy, and the forthcoming NHS Fab Staff Conference in October. We're also running a virtual Who's Shoes session for the new intake of Darcy Fellows at London South Bank University, which is part of another exciting collaboration that's been running for many years now. I'm hopeful that Who's Shoes can make a serious contribution to building the future following the pandemic, helping to bring about the wider societal change that we all crave, stripping out bureaucracy and unnecessary barriers, putting compassion at the heart of every transaction.
Ordinary people. Just ordinary people, don't you see? Daughter, sister, wife, mother, that's me. caring for people every day, profession, vocation, call it what you may, taken for granted for so many years, sweat, toil, heartache and tears, long hours at work for decades, suddenly valued and seen for what we bring to society, the benefits apparent this spring. Skeptics among us know it won't last. Already so quickly we're slipping back into the past. Don't let's become invisible once more. Stand up for us, with us, once and for all. Remember the heroes that carried you through are ordinary people like me and you.
Anyone can get involved with Who's Shoes, either by coming along to one of our events, inviting us to get involved in your conference, or perhaps asking us to run some kind of co-production event with you. Depending on your request, it could be that we've either already got the material that you need, or it might be that bespoke material is required. New projects take a lot of research and development, as it's important to involve people from all perspectives. That might be much wider than you initially think. For example, in patient safety work, you might have the patient or family affected by the incident, but also the staff involved, their families and friends, the management team, the investigators, the researchers, the people responsible for capturing learning and making quality improvements, and so the list grows. It can be very powerful to bring them together, both through scenarios and poems reflecting their views, but also by coming together in person or online to discuss the issues and work out together how we can ensure that something similar never happens again. We do not really think in terms of people being in groups, but look for things that unite us rather than divide us. For example, our COVID series had a really wide focus, starting by sharing good practice more generally, but then focusing on inequalities and how important it is to walk in the shoes of people who are disproportionately affected by the pandemic. So many people and not always obvious. We found examples of how the best services have responded to the needs of people with non-COVID related health needs, the normal work of the NHS, so often put on hold by the pandemic. We work with some of our friends from Black and other ethnic minority communities to identify the examples of the best practical help and support that's available to people and how to share these ideas and resources more widely. We also ran sessions focusing on people with learning disabilities, people living with dementia, people who were shielding for whatever reason, women and families giving birth during the pandemic. As I say, so many people who were truly isolated or whose lives had been turned upside down. And as well as sharing best practice, we also brought people a bit of fun and humanity, singing together with the help of fabulous music therapists, wearing hats, doing group colouring activities as we learnt to use Zoom together. It was good to see people smiling and laughing online, but I still prefer it getting people together in person, as I'm sure we all do.
Whose shoes are you walking in? Whose shoes are you walking in? Whose shoes are you walking in? Whose shoes are you walking in?
If that's what you had in mind, but that's what's happened.
Brilliant, Greg.
Very good.
No idea what we've got in mind. We've never got anything specific in mind, just that a little bit of magic can happen. So well, it was brilliant. Well, the best way really to contact me is through Twitter. I tweet as Who's Shoes, and I find that the connections I make there are further along in terms of the starting point for an exciting opportunity. People have typically got drawn into a conversation that resonates with them, started to form a network of passionate people, and the collaborative possibilities unfold from there. Our website is nutshellcoms.co.uk. Take a look. But better still, please search for Whose Shoes on Google for the exact topic that you're looking for, as we have a strong internet and social media presence. The concept and aims of Whose Shoes are just the same as they've always been, but now they're being applied in more and more different topics. Our website is being completely redeveloped at the moment and will soon have examples of all these different latest projects. But in the meantime, things are happening too fast through Twitter contacts and pursuing the development of virtual Whose Shoes, which is obviously our current challenge and very exciting. So thank you for watching one or more of these videos, and I really hope that we can connect with you at some point through our shared passion for improving patient safety. Thank you.